Hi, this is going to be an ultimate kind of guide and tutorial to an introduction to Android presented by MaryMobiles.com. And so to start with, you just got your new tablet, you want to power it up. For this demo and kind of review, I'm using a Cube U30GT, which has a Rockchip RK3066 processor. Very nice tablet, 10.1 inch, 16 by 10, 16 by 9 ratio. One of the newer tablets out there and very, very great on performance. Now, your first question may be, what is Android? If you're not familiar with Android, Android is an operating system similar to the Apple iOS or the new Windows 7 kind of tablets and things that way. Android is made by Google, and currently the latest Android version is 4.1, also called Jelly Bean. Other popular Android firmwares that you'll see Android 4.0, which is Ice Cream Sandwich, ICS, and you'll see Android 2.3, which is Gingerbread. So to start with, you boot up your tablet and this is what you're going to see. You're going to see a nice desktop screen probably with some icons on it. And a lot of times these tablets will come in Chinese. So the best thing to do is go to the settings, and there are multiple ways you can get there. A lot of times they'll put a settings icon on the front. If not, you can tap down here on the clock, click it again, and hit the settings button. Or you can go into your apps and tap on settings in there. Once in settings, you want to scroll down and you go to the little A here. See how it's a little A icon? Language and input. Click on your language and then select the language that works best for you. For most of the people that have watched videos and tutorials, it's English, but the devices will carry just about every language, particularly with the newer firmwares. So once you select your language, and for me, it's English, then you want to also change your keyboard, because a lot of times the keyboard that these will come with is a Chinese character one or one that's Chinese capable. So you just click on keyboard, select English US keyboard. And with that you've got two of your main pieces out of the way for getting set up. Next you want to go into your date and time, and you can turn off automatic date and time so you can set the date to whatever the current date is. So this review is being done on September 12th, 2012. Set. And you can set the time. And the time right now. Actually, before you set the time, you want to set your time zone, because this will can change the date and definitely can change the time. So for me, again, I'm going to change it to Eastern time and set my time. It's 11:27 a.m. Set. So once you've got your time, you can turn back on the automatic date and time frame there. Now, some other options that you may want to set in your settings here is you'll want to go up here to display, and in here you can adjust the brightness. This particular tablet has automatic brightness capability, so it'll turn the brightness up or down as needed, or you can just slide and adjust your brightness that way. You can also change the sleep timer, so this is how quickly the screen turns off. I like 5 minutes myself, and then usually I'll hit the power button, but if I don't hit the power button I have the option. And I'm going to zoom this in just to make it even a little more clear for you. And once you've got your display, you can also go into sounds. If you don't like the sounds when you're touching the screen or moving around, you can turn those off. You can also do the same thing in the language and input here. There are settings that you can change in there by clicking the little settings icon, and you can turn off sound on key presses. Next, you want to set up your Wi-Fi. So you go on Wi-Fi and you click the little toggle to turn it on, and select your Wi-Fi network, and then put in your password. Once you've got your password in there, then you can it'll connect in, obtain an IP address, and a setting that you may want to look at is you go into Advanced and the Keep Wi-Fi on during sleep. This is essentially a setting that tells it when the screen is off, do I want to keep the Wi-Fi on so it can download or do things in the background, or do I want to save battery life by telling it to turn the Wi-Fi off? It depends on your preference. Usually I set it to never, but if you want to save your battery life, tell it to always. So that means anytime you turn off the screen, it's going to shut off the Wi-Fi. So if you're downloading something, you got to keep the screen on. If your tablet has Bluetooth, you'll have a Bluetooth option here. You can turn it on and pair or connect with the other devices. Also, you could see an Ethernet toggle here. And if you have HDMI, a lot of times there'll be an HDMI output setting, and then here you can change the HDMI resolution. You can also set screen zoom and just turn HDMI on or off. If you want to know about your battery life, you can click on battery here, and it will tell you what's using your battery the most. Also, how long it's been on battery and whether you're charging or not charging. Another setting option here is location services. This works with the Maps program or the Google Earth program, and basically by turning these on, it will try to use the Wi-Fi networks around you to determine your location. So it can, if you're searching for pasta nearby or Italian, something that way, it can try to zoom in on your location to begin with and give you better results. Under security, this is where you can set how the screen is locked and unlocked. So we click on screen lock, and this is running ICS 4.0.4, and it has the option for slide unlock, face unlock, which is where it takes a picture of your face and essentially you use your face recognition to unlock it, pattern, pin, and password. So there are multiple ways that you can unlock or lock the device to keep it safe. Now, one thing I haven't mentioned yet is down here on the bottom you have some buttons, some kind of control buttons. On the tablet you'll probably get a back, a menu, a home button, possibly in volume. But Android 4.0 gives you these little buttons on the bottom. So this button here is a back button. This one is a home button. It brings you back to the home screen. And this is your kind of, if you want to change between applications, you can tap in there. We'll click the home, you see we go back, and you can see it's got the two programs there. So if we're done using a program, to again keep it from running in the background, you can just swipe it out, and that closes the program out. So, now that you've got your basic settings, everything set up that way, it's time to get connected to the Android market so that you can download programs and have a great time. So, the Android market is now called the Play Store, and most tablets will come with this app installed. Otherwise, you may want to look into a firmware update. So you just tap on Play Store, and if you don't have a Google account, you can get one. Or, if you do have one, you can go to sign in, and I'm going to turn the video off and we'll come right back once it's done. Okay, once you've put in your account information, you hit the sign in button, and it says here sign in can take a few minutes. And here's where you can turn off or just follow through the prompts. Now Google's automatically set up to sync, which means it will download any contacts, emails, things that way that you have in the background. So what you can do if you don't want it to sync on its own, and again this could be another battery saving option, you can go down here and you go to Accounts and Sync in the setting, and you go to the sync, and we can turn off the different synchronization. So I'm going to let it sync contacts in the browser, and we'll call it a day there. Now, the cool thing about Android 4.0 also is it has a notifications feature. Rather than having an entire bar at the top, which can, just takes up a lot of screen real estate, you can just tap down here and see the different notifications. And you can either tap on the notification to go into it, or you can click the X button to clear them out. And it also gives you some additional settings down here. When you open it up, you can do Wi-Fi, set the auto rotate screen, so that way when you turn the screen it changes the orientation. Got slider for brightness, or you can set it to auto. You can turn on or off the notifications, and again you can go into the settings. And it gives you the Wi-Fi network you're connected to, date and time, and all of that good information. And again, to get to your apps, click up here and open up the Play Store. Now, notice I don't have the play icon here. If you want to add an icon to your desktop, and by the way, you do get 5 different desktops that you can put icons on if you choose. Most people try to use just one, I think. But if you want to add a program to your desktop, you just go in here, tap, hold, and then just put it where you'd like it to go. If you want to remove an icon from here, tap, hold, and drag it up to remove. And now we can move icons around on the screen. Now, if you want to delete a program, the easiest way is to click and hold on the program you want to delete, and you drag it up here. Now, some programs are allowed to be deleted, others are not. This one is not, so it just comes to app info. So what we can do is we can disable this program. It doesn't delete it, but it keeps it from showing up in my list of programs. So now that I've disabled that one, you see it's no longer on here. Now I'm going to try to find a program that we can actually remove here. Nope, that one's app info also. Disable. We'll just install one and do it ourselves. So let's say you want to install a program. You need either an Office program or something that way. So you can go in here to your Google Market, and you can either just click on apps and just see what is suggested in the market. You know, staff picks for tablets, and you can see I have purchased quite a bit of software, and there's all manner of options. The other thing you do is you can go up here and you can search. So let's say we need an Office program. Search for the Office program here, and there are some free options and some paid options. Usually the free options will just let you read Office documents, whereas you have to do a paid version to actually edit and modify and create your own. So for our purposes, I'm just going to download the Documents to Go main app here, and you just click install, and it tells you in here what permissions it needs to run. And this basically is just an FYI to you if you want to allow it to have access to those areas of the system. So it takes a minute to install an app, and you can do ratings or reviews here in the market, or you can read, you know, reviews by other people and see if it's a program that you want to download. Once it's downloaded, you can either click open or uninstall from here. And again, you can see how I can swipe out here. And it automatically, Android 4.0 usually automatically creates an icon for you on the desktop. And we'll accept and later. So now we've got this Office program installed, and I don't need to see what's new, but you can go to either recent files, you can hook it up to your Google Docs, or view local files. Now let's say I no longer want to use that app and I want to free up space. What you can do, click on it. You can remove the icon from your desktop, not a big deal, but what you need to do is you go in here to the Documents, click and hold, drag it over to uninstall, and then you can say okay, uninstall it. And just like that, the app has been removed, it's no longer available. You could always re-download it at a later date if you need. So there are a lot of great other things you can do with your Android tablet. There are things called widgets, and widgets are they go on your desktop and they kind of give you some advanced features. Like you can set up bookmarks, you can set up weather controls, a clock. I always like this power control bar. So you go into the widget, select it, drag it on. This power control bar gives me control over turning on and off my Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, synchronizing, and again the brightness. As you can see, I'll set it to full brightness because the auto is dimming based on the lighting. Now there are all manner of other widgets, and you can also download widgets from the market, like you can put in Google Maps and things that way. Now if you needed to uninstall a program, or you need to clear data or defaults, the way you do it is you go into the apps part of the settings here, find the program in question, and then you have the options to force stop it. You can uninstall it, you can clear data, or clear cache. So that is all for this kind of first half of the review. We'll see if we can do some review of some different applications in the second half. Thanks. Alright, back for the second half here, and I just want to show you the unlock screen. Depending on the option you chose, you might see a different screen, but for most people you'll just see this little slide here. If you slide it to the right, you can unlock it, or you slide it to the left, it opens camera. Now to get to the camera, you'll either use just an icon here on the desktop, or you can go into your apps and click on camera. This particular tablet has a front and a back camera, so if I tilt it up, you can see that it's got the front camera, the back camera there. Now if you want to switch it to the front camera, you just tap the little button here in the upper corner and it shows you the front camera. And it also has, the camera has zoom option. If you want to take a picture, you just tap the button there and it puts the picture up there. Now you can also do videos by tapping the little button here. And you can take panoramic pictures, which is pretty cool. And with panoramic, you basically hit the start button and you turn it and it will put together a panoramic image for you. So we'll go back to here. There are also various settings. You can set the white balance, you can set a scene mode, or you can set the picture size depending on the camera. And if you wanted to store the location, storing the location uses GPS or the Wi-Fi to kind of place where the picture was taken. More useful on phones than it is on tablets. Now once you've taken a picture and you want to go view it, you have a couple options. You can either click up here and click on the picture, and then it gives you options for sharing it with email or Bluetooth. If you have a Facebook account installed on there, you can share it, or you can just view the picture and you can pinch and zoom like so, or if you have multiple pictures, you can swipe between the pictures. Now we get back to our back button here. The other way, if you are not in the camera app and you want to view your pictures, you can click on the gallery here. And in the gallery, it organizes it by files and folders, so you have camera, screenshots, and anything that's on your SD card. So there's the picture that I took. We can open it up and you can see. Or there are multiple pictures that were already in this device. And you can see we can switch between them. You can pinch and zoom. And you can also go up here and you can do a slideshow with it, crop it, set details. You can also share, depending on what apps you have installed, it'll put additional sharing options in there for you. So that is pictures. Now some apps that you may want to look into installing that are commonly used, you have Skype. So hit enter. And so you may want to install Skype, which allows you to do video calls, video conferencing. Again, nice thing about this tablet, it has a front and a back camera, so you can do Skype with both. Other apps that people like to use, you can go in here and you can search for Netflix. So we'll type in Netflix. And you see how if it knows what the app you're looking for, you have the option to select it right up here. And it takes you right into it rather than seeing a list of available applications. So we'll just download Netflix. One other feature that I want to go download, and that is sometimes included, sometimes not. It's called voice search. So we'll type voice search. And you see there's multiple options here. Also it looks like we need to install the Google Maps app here. We'll download that one. And I'm not seeing the Google one, but that's fine. eBooks. If you like to read books, some apps that you might look into. One is called Aldico. And it is like an EPUB reader. So we can install that, and we'll go look at that in a moment. The other, you can go out and you can find the Kindle app. And install that and read your Kindle ebooks. Download those directly to the tablet. And some apps you have to pay for. So let's just do a search here. Skype. And you see right here this I Am Pro. If I tap on that, you'll see it has an option for $4.99. If I click that, it'll give me an option to basically charge it to my credit card that I've set up with this account. And if you do that, then you bought the app and you can actually download and use it. For ebooks, again, I like this Aldico, it's nice. But you can either go buy books from the store, you can add books in based on files that you put on an external SD card. But once you have a book, you can, swipe and read. And there are a lot of different options that you can do. You can cut and copy. but you can also set what's called day and night mode, which is where you switch it for easier nighttime reading. And you can tap the screen to go in. You can also change the text size, the margins, the brightness, basically all of the settings that you would need. So we're going to close out of here. And we downloaded this Maps app. This is the Google Maps. A lot of times, again, this is included. And we're going to go to settings. We've already added in the location services. And as you can see, it is finding the location for where I'm located at. I am in Richmond. In the maps, you can pinch and zoom, and you can maneuver around, and then you can zoom in on a city, or you can go up here and you can search the maps. A lot of times the keyboard or the program will have a little voice icon. You can tap and hold on that, and you can actually do a voice search, so you can just speak what you're looking for, and it will go and find it. So here we are in St. Louis. Now with the map, you have a lot of different options. You can again hit this button to find your location, but there are things called layers for maps, and with layers you can add in traffic information, so it lets you know where any delays are. You can also add in satellite, so it shows you actual, overhead view, and if we scroll down it just uses Google Images. And as you can see, we can get pretty detailed for the area. And again, there's the traffic settings. You can also set up terrain if you want to just view a terrain map, rather if you're hiking or elevations. Transit lines, so it tells you where stations are. And you can do directions also. So I'm going to turn off transit lines. We're going to turn off terrain. And you can save locations to come back into later, which makes life a lot easier for you. Also if you're a bicyclist or Wikipedia. So there's a lot of different features with the map program. And I'm going to show you how to connect into Bluetooth. Now you see all these little icons down here? These are the programs that I've downloaded, and it's just telling me that I've downloaded them. So if you want to set up a Bluetooth device, go into Bluetooth, turn it on, and grab yourself a Bluetooth device. I've got a keyboard here, and we're just going to turn that on. We're going to click. Now what you need to do, on the back of my Bluetooth device I have a connect button, so I'm going to hit that. And then over here, I'm going to make this visible to other devices, and I'm actually going to search for a device. And by searching for a device, you see it found the thing here. And it says to pair it, I need to type in this number. So I'm going to type in 1078 and hit return on the keyboard. And as you can see, it says it's connected now. So I can hit the escape button on here. If I was in a application or searching, I can just type in whatever we want to do. So the Bluetooth keyboard is now connected, and with Bluetooth you can connect in headphones, speakers, all manner of different devices, Bluetooth headsets, and have better control of your device from there. And we go back into here. Now with the clock, you can set an alarm if you'd like. You can set a lot of different options for alarms. And email. You have two options for email. You have the email program here, and you have Gmail. The Gmail one is linked up directly to your Gmail account. Whereas this email one, you can do a little bit more configuring. You can add in POP email boxes or Yahoo. A lot of times it doesn't work with Yahoo, but you could add in Hotmail or a lot of different other email applications. With music, there is a built-in music player, but most people will go into the market and they will download the music app. Oh. It knows I have a keyboard connected. we go. Hit enter. And I'm going to just turn off the Bluetooth keyboard here. And you can also go in and turn off your Bluetooth settings. There we go. Go into settings, Bluetooth off. Okay. Now if I want to go back into the Play Store where it was, I can close out the clock, close out the music, and go back into the store here. And Google Play Music is commonly, you know, a very nice app for playing your MP3s or different files that way. If you're looking for a video app, I have grown fond of MXPlayer. It's free software, and you can just click install. And basically, MXPlayer plays just about every video file type. It automatically finds your file. It has some really nice features for control. You can adjust the brightness by sliding up and down on this side. You can seek this way, pinch to zoom, or you can change the sound on the other side. So it just makes it really easy to watch different. This is a built-in video. So as you can see, I can control the brightness along the side here, and I can control the volume on that side. And if we want to jump forward or jump backwards, you can. And you can zoom it in and out. With the Play Music Store, again, we don't have a lot of songs in here, but there apparently are some, actually. This also links up to your Google account, so if you have purchased music in your Google account, it'll automatically download and give you the option to play that music. So you can either view it by recent, albums, artists, songs, playlists, genres. You can also go into your settings and choose how you want it to show music. You can have it show music on the device only, or if you want it to show music that would be available live. One feature we haven't talked about yet is browsing. The device will come with a built-in browser, and as you can see, it's got a website here. So you can type in www.google.com and go browse, and you can change different settings on the built-in browser. You can set the privacy and security, clear the cache, accessibility if you want it to scale the text. One of the important features is basically how the browser reports to web pages. And I'm not seeing the option here, but I know in Dolphin, which is a very common popular browser, which we'll go download real quick, you can set the device to report as either a desktop, tablet, phone, or even an Apple device. And what this does, by telling it how you want it to report, it changes how the website's displayed on the device. If you tell it to report as a desktop, it'll display the website as if you're browsing on like your normal computer. If you set it to Apple, it'll tweak the website accordingly to how you decide to show it. So we can click open, and with Dolphin there's just some brief little setups here, and voila. Now as you can see, it rotated on its own, but I can tilt it up and rotate it back. And this just tells you the features of Dolphin. Another app that you'll want to install is Flash, so that you can browse Flash websites. And decline, I don't want to share my location. And if we go in here and we go into settings, you can set this as the default browser. You can change the user agent, and this is where you can set it up as Android, desktop, iPhone, iPad, or custom. Again, I usually on a tablet I prefer desktop. I like to see the website as it's meant to be seen in the full normal mode. So once you've got those set up, you can browse the internet and just go where you need to. And again, this tutorial was brought to you by MaryMobiles.com. Great company, and you know, carry a lot of great products. All of the tablet you've seen here today you can get from them. But as you can see in the browser, you can still pinch and zoom. You can also tap and hold, and you can open in a new tab, open in background, save link, share link, have a lot of different options there. And as you can see, Merry Mobiles has a lot of products. Obviously, since you're watching this video, you've probably seen them. Now, in previous Android versions, a task killer was almost always needed, just because memory programs were running in the background. With Android 4, it's not needed as much because you can close out programs just by tapping and swiping along the side here. But if you still you want to have better control and manage over your device, I would suggest the System Panel app. And there's a free version which gives you pretty much all the same controls, or a paid version. I'm just going to install the paid version here. And this app gives you a lot of options for control. It tells you what's running in the background. It gives you charts of your battery usage, device usage, network memory, and just gives you a lot more control over the device. And you can also back up programs, archive them for later if you need. So once that's installed, I can open it up and I can click here and I can do End All, and it ends as many applications as it can. You can also add a widget for it. And this gives you a one-stop shop kill button. So by tapping that button, it says ending all applications. So that's the end of the tutorial. Thanks for watching, and I hope this has helped.